Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today. Today we're going to be working on this Mini Cooper and we're going to be changing the oil. If you're going to be changing the oil, first thing you want to do is either put it on ramps or you're going to go ahead and lift up the vehicle. How you would do that is with a jack, and you would do it on these area right here on the pinch weld is usually the perfect spot, which is right here. I like to lift it on the pinch weld, and then you'll put your jack stand underneath and put one on each side. So if you're wondering where to lift with your jack, do it right here. I highly suggest you do not use scissor jacks, which come in your emergency kit. Those are meant for not climbing under your vehicle, because that way if they collapse, if you're not under the vehicle, it won't collapse on you, which is fine. If you're going to be working under your vehicle, which you will in this occasion, and you have that scissor jack under there and it fails, you will die and it won't be great. So just don't do that. What you're going to want to do is go ahead over here and pull out your Allen key set, because the bolt you're going to want to remove is right here on your oil pan. And this is under your engine, of course. 5/16 or HW8 for the Allen key size. Go ahead and throw that on your socket and loosen it up righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
As you can see, I've cracked it loose. It starts leaking pretty quick. Make sure you have your bucket ready. And you just gotta go for it, because in the end, this one is meant to be messy. And if you don't have any, there we go. If you've driven a very long time and you do this, this is gonna hurt. Just saying. Just don't do it. There you go. So just let it drain out. Literally leave it for a while. Go have dinner or go relax and watch a TV show, whatever you wanna do. Unless you're gonna do a fast oil change. If you're just gonna do a fast one, you do what you want. But I like to just let this thing drain past the drip. 27. There you go. Go nice and slow as the oil's draining. That way it'll also drain this. We're gonna stop for a sec. We've cracked the air. And then you'll continue. If you go too quick, you will pour oil out. Basically what you want is for this to drain all the oil back in. Give it a couple seconds again. Other thing, we're gonna see it on the housing when I pull it off, and I'm gonna show you. It says the Newton meters on here. Do not, whatever you do, over tighten this. If you do, which is very easy to do, see that? A little bit of oil just went down. Knew it was gonna happen because I was going a little quicker, but you know what? Might as well get her done. So we're gonna pull this out after, and we'll have that. Again, wipe out the rest after we're done, but take this off and we're just gonna replace it with the one in here. Now, most of these, if not all of these, will come with a new gasket for the filter housing. Make sure you put that on. Comes with two. So, what we're gonna do is, I like to do this. Pop this open. Oh, see? This is why dodging effect. Throw it here. Take a pick if you want. Grab a pick from right here. Get it underneath there and just pull it out and put that on top here. You can either use old oil or rub some oil from in here, some new oil, whatever you want to do, and just get it nice and lubed up just a wee bit. I'm just going to grab a little bit from right here. And the reason why is it makes it slip on much easier, less chance of cutting the O-ring, because the last thing you want to do is cut your O-ring. And then you're gonna work it on here, get it onto the first set of threads, and then roll it down into position, which is right here. Just like that. Inspect afterwards just in case for any nicks. If you don't see any, pop your new filter on. Just like so. There. It's nice, it's on. Technically now, we can just slide it into that spot again. And just hand tighten it in. So my inch-pound wrench only goes to 24 Newton meters. I want to make sure I hit at least 25. So 25 Newton meters into foot-pounds is 18. I set my torque wrench to 18, and I'm going to go ahead and give that a crank. If you're not going to do that, just be careful. You can tighten it right up and make sure that seals, but do not go He-Man on it. If you do, you will warp that housing and it will be trash. This one was on here before. It was a Teflon one. As you can see, you can use a copper ring. Just make sure, and that was that extra one that was in our package. Just make sure if you use the copper, you 100% clean the surface where the plug is. That way you know you're gonna get a good seal. Go ahead and tighten that back in. Oh, literally, it goes and it'll stop. And just give it pressure with one hand once again. Once again, don't go He-Man. You just want to compress that copper gasket. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead, put a little bit of oil in and make sure it's sealing 100%. I already checked to make sure that it was nice and clean, but it's always good just to throw a little bit in there just to check. Also, when putting the plug in, if you're like, hey, but there wasn't a copper gasket on there before, make sure it's not compressed into the pan and isn't compressed into the plug, because if you double gasket, it will leak. Been pouring some of the 530 in, putting 3.5 quarts. If I pull this out, keep in mind we're on ramps right now. You can see, sort of, if this stables out, it's going to be shiny after I wiped it, about 1/4 of a way up the dipstick, past that little eyelet hole. So basically, if you see it goes fat, skinny, fat, it's 1/4 way up the part between the two fat parts. That tells me that I can start the motor, because I want to fill up that oil filter again, and I want to back this off the ramps. That way we're on a level surface. And what's going to happen is after we back it off the ramps, we're going to fill it up so it's just under the second fat part. It's off the ramps, poured a little bit more in there, just so that way we can level it out. We've got probably about 4.5 quarts in there now. And if I were to, I'm just gonna give this a wipe. I'm gonna wipe it first, just so you know that I'm not messing around with you. And then we pull it out. As you can see, it might not show up on the camera. We are 3/4. We are right there on the dipstick. So like I said, this is your low point, this is your high point. You never want to go over here. Overfilling is just as bad as underfilling. If you overfill and you start going fast or anything, you can actually foam out the oil, and then it's bad for the engine. So I like to keep it right about here, which is about 3/4 up the dipstick. So as you can see, kind of probably, it's sitting right there, and that's about it. Go ahead, slide that back in, go for a drive, and you can go ahead and call her done. Just make sure you put your oil fill cap back in. Now we've checked our oil, everything's good to go. Go ahead, put this on. We're gonna make sure that our two sides line up. So it's like that, and then turns on. Only lines up one way. Gas cap should be aimed up. We're all good. So if you want to watch some more of the videos that we're doing today, I just did the coils, or not the coils, but the spark plugs. But if you need to change coil, we'll show you that too. Other thing that we're going to be doing really quickly is we're going to take off our air filter box here, and we're going to clean the throttle body, see how much carbon buildup we have. So go ahead and watch that video after this. Thanks again for watching. Press the like if it helped you out, and subscribe for more.